I can see everyone's cheating rate. Once it hits 100%, the number turns into how many times they've cheated. So I was extra careful. I looked long and hard and finally found a beautiful, gentle wife whose cheating rate was basically 0. But then one day, I realized her cheating rate was shooting through the roof. With my wife about to cheat on me, what do you think I should do? Buy poison or buy a cleaver? Back in middle school, I started seeing a string of numbers floating above everyone's head. It wasn't until the day my parents fought and got divorced that I realized what those numbers meant. Once the cheating rate hits 100%, it stops being a percentage and turns into the number of times they cheated. After what happened with my parents, I swore I'd find a beautiful, loyal woman with a super low cheating rate and make her my wife. It wasn't easy, but I actually found one in college, and her cheating rate was basically as close to 0 as it gets. Her name was Su Wang-King. She was 2 years older than me, gorgeous and the sweet, innocent type. The only problem was her family wasn't doing well. She lived with her mom and younger brother, and they depended on each other. Her dad was a gambling addict. He ran off because of debt and left the whole family owing over 100,000. But to me, that wasn't a problem. Over the years, I made a lot of money on the side with this ability to see people's cheating rates. And a woman with a cheating rate that's basically 0, that's incredibly rare. If I wanted to avoid ending up like my parents, I had to hold on to this chance. So I went all in chasing her, and I even helped her pay off all her debt. And after we got married, she really was exactly that. She was kind, caring, and always gentle with me. Ever since my parents split up, I finally got to feel what a real home was like again. But then a week ago, the cheating rate above my sweet, loving wife's head jumped from 0.07 to 46% overnight. At first, I didn't think too much of it. This is modern life, after all. Sometimes just scrolling short videos and seeing hot girls or hot guys can affect the number a little. But little by little, something started to feel off, because the number above my wife's head kept going up every single day. In just 5 days, it went from 46% to 83%, which meant she was only 17% away from cheating. That was the moment I really couldn't sit still anymore. Then I started thinking about the past few days. Su Wang-King had been secretly making late-night calls and sending texts, claiming it was just her best friend. She kept acting calm while trying to hide how flustered she was. Back then, I stupidly thought she was just talking to her bestie about something embarrassing. But now, I'm pretty sure she was talking to some pretty boy on the side. I fought my way up for years. And at just 25, I'd already become the finance director at a financial company. You could say my future looked pretty bright. I bought the car, bought the house, and even paid to fully renovate her family's place back home. I treated her better than I could have treated anyone. I honestly couldn't figure it out. What kind of pretty boy could get her so obsessed that she'd actually want to betray our marriage? After thinking it over again and again, I decided to keep watching. She was my wife, after all. We had real feelings. As long as her cheating rate hadn't crossed 100%, I was willing to give her one more chance. Friday after work, Su Wang-King's face kept turning red, then tense again. She was completely restless. She looked nothing like her usual calm, gentle self. Even when I got home, she looked like she'd been caught stealing. Her face was written all over with guilt. I looked up and saw the number above her head had gone from 83% to 96%. It was even glowing red, and so bright it hurt to look at. On the surface, I stayed calm, but inside, I felt ice cold. I knew she was only one chance away from cheating, and once the spark hit, it would all go up in flames. At dinner, Su Wang-King sat there taking tiny little bites, but it was obvious her mind wasn't on the food. "Honey, I just got home and you're already this jumpy. You can't sit still, you can't stand still. You're acting like a mouse that just saw a cat. Don't tell me you did something behind my back." The second I said that, I could feel Su Wang-King's body jolt hard. She almost dropped the bowl. She was obviously scared, because that pretty boy was all she could think about. She was clearly guilty, but she still stammered, forcing herself to sound calm. "What? No, you're getting more ridiculous by the day. How could you joke about something like that?" Then she shot me a fake, annoyed look. But that trembling bowl gave her away. Deep down, she was anything but calm. "A joke? Then why'd you react so hard?" I laughed, then casually started telling her a little story. "Hey, babe, I heard something from a friend today. One of the women working under him used to be quiet, obedient, and sweet. But it turns out she cheated. Her husband showed up at the company with a butcher knife and slashed her over a dozen times. Blood was everywhere. She survived, but her face was ruined, and she was disabled for life. And she'd never be able to have kids again, all because she cheated. One affair, and she ended up paying a devastating price. It really wasn't worth it. I wonder, when she spends the rest of her life in a wheelchair, if she'll regret that one impulsive decision." After hearing that story, Su Wang-King's face turned ghost white. The bowl slipped from her hands and shattered on the floor, and the cheating rate above her head started changing like crazy, dropping from 96% to 63%, then 22%, then 1%.
"Honey, what's wrong? Did that story scare you?"
Yeah, it did. That was terrifying. But why would you suddenly tell me something like that?" As she said that, she looked up at me, trying to read my face like she wanted to see if I knew something. I smiled. "We always talk about sweet stuff. I figured I'd switch it up today and make things a little more exciting. You're overthinking it." "No, I'm not. I just wasn't ready for that." After that, Su Wang-King hurried through dinner and went straight back to the bedroom. I picked up a piece of greens with my chopsticks and let out a quiet sneer. I told her that story for a reason. It was a warning. My last warning. I still had deep feelings for her. If there was still a way to pull her back, then of course I had to try. But if she insisted on going down that road, then I couldn't be blamed. I'd already done everything I could. Over the next few days, Su Wangking really did behave herself. She went back to being gentle and attentive, just like before. Maybe my bloody little story really had scared her straight. Until one afternoon, Su Wangking gave me a call. Honey, just order takeout tonight. I'm going back to my mom's place. Did something happen at your mom's? Want me to go with you? No, nothing happened. I just want to go see my mom. Besides, you've got work to do. You don't need to come with me. I thought about it. There really were things at work I needed to handle, and I honestly couldn't get away. So I figured I'd just pick her up after work. As soon as I got off work, I drove straight toward her mom's place. 2 hours later, I got there. What are you doing here? By then, I was already used to my mother-in-law's attitude. It still bothered me, but I held it in. Wangking came back in such a rush, I thought something had happened, so I came to check. Is there anything I can help with? Wait, didn't Wangking come back? Where is she? Wangking left ages ago. I just twisted my ankle, that's all. It's not a big deal, so why'd she even come back? And you came to your mother-in-law's house empty-handed? What kind of behavior is that? What kind of son-in-law does that? And my ankle's hurt, so hurry up and send me 20,000. I need to buy some supplements and recover. As she said that, my mother-in-law pulled out her phone, opened up her payment code, and told me to transfer the money right away. It pissed me off. Every time I came over, she'd find some excuse to ask me for money. 1,000, 10,000 more. And every single time, she acted totally entitled. Sure, respecting your elders is one thing, and I could afford it. But the way she asked for money felt like getting robbed. Who would be okay with that? Looks like all these years of me treating you so well just made you bolder, huh? You think because I married your daughter, you've got me under your thumb now? The more I thought about it, the angrier I got. But I had no choice. In the end, I still paid. Because if I didn't, whether she'd let me leave or not was a whole different issue. All it'd do was waste my time and make things worse. My mother-in-law lit up with a smile, didn't even bother looking at me, and went straight inside and shut the door. She moved fast, too. Way too fast for someone who'd supposedly hurt her ankle. And seeing that made my face go cold. She obviously didn't twist her ankle, so what exactly were the two of them up to? I drove home with that question hanging over me. By the time I got back, it was already around 11 at night. I walked into the bedroom and saw Su Wangking asleep in bed. There was a sweet, happy smile on her face, but there was exhaustion all over her brow. I looked up at the top of her head and my pupils instantly tightened. The number above her head had changed from a percentage into a solid, unmistakable 4. That wasn't a cheating rate anymore. That was the number of times she'd cheated. 4 times in one night. Wow, Su Wangking. Since you chose to betray me, don't blame me for what comes next. After that, I acted like nothing had happened. I went to work like usual, came home like usual, and kept playing the loving husband around Su Wangking. She acted like nothing had happened too, staying calm in front of me, without the slightest trace of guilt on her face. But deep down, she was already losing control. Because right next to that bright red 4 above her head, a new number had appeared. 99%. Which meant she wanted to cheat one more time, and chances are it was happening tonight.